What's up, y'all? Welcome back, YouTube fam. This is Shakira. This is Dark Angel's Journey. And I'm just going to be looking at some price action structures. It's going to be another back testing thing. I've got a little music playing in the background, so ignore me. I'm just going to be jamming out a little bit while I do this. I don't know if you guys can even hear it, but, you know, hopefully it's not too crazy. I won't be talking as much because I just want to concentrate and try and figure out how to find market structures, breakup structures, and potentially how to trade those. Alright guys, if that sounds like fun, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get started, right? Alright, I'm not going to use any indicators or anything like that except for my trusty imbalance finder and higher lows because I love those two. And if you hear me singing a little bit, don't be mad at me, okay? Alright, so this is Atom on the weekly, just so I can see it properly. All over, is that something to do with a body? All over. Alright, let's get our downward channel looking like. Alright, and then had a bit of a meteoric rise there for a while, huh? Yeah. I gotta decide on like colors that I like for this stuff. You know, I'm gonna use this. Gonna do a little bit more. There we go. That feels like better. Yeah, it's better. More touches. Boom, 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 boom. Coming down's a little harder. Let's switch to the daily. Best to check your time frames. I think I'm gonna change these to orange for daily stuff. All over. I make me spend this money all over. Do you guys like Tiwa Savage? She's pretty boss, huh? Let's make some adjustments to the daily one here. Alright. And make sure it's touching at least that top one. Alright, good. So at least 2 touches coming down. Alright, so, and then let's drop whatever levels we can find in here. And of course, pull this back to some random point in the chart, right? Because, I don't know. Make our levels like a light blue or something like that. All over. Let's check that first one. This feeling got me falling. Get tired of something to do me for body all over. Test. Spend this money all over. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's looking pretty. I hate levels when they're floating around it. I stay away from those things. That's just mean. Alright, I've also never bothered to really try anything with Atom, but I'm trying to branch out outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially Bitcoin. And of course, we've got higher levels, but we're on a downtrend, so let's see if we can find something else. Looks like maybe, let me zoom out a little bit here. And maybe this one. Let's mark it out and then try and fix it. And then maybe this guy. So guys, remember, if you can't see it, it's probably not there, right? So it's got to be pretty obvious, I think. So for this first one, let's zoom in. Let's hit the auto to get it a little bigger. And so we have one touch there. Might adjust this down a little bit, but let's move to the side here. Got a touch there. And this is where it gets choppy. Touching, it's not bad. Oh, Sean Paul rolling it. So she doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. Alright, let's check the bottom one. Alright, that's, just getting started, huh, Adam? Good for you. When was this? 2020. Good for you, Adam. Might as well have fun, you know? Hands up, we burning up the sky. We got the dance all crazy, got the club on fire. Alright, we'll leave it at that for now. Alright, so we got our levels. Let's hit the 4 hour, and let's get back to auto. And we know we're in a major downtrend. And let's add in our 2 favorites. Higher low and imbalance finder, and let's make a couple quick adjustments to my imbalance finder. I'm gonna take off the ATR because that's annoying. Alright, but I drop it low and break me off. No, she doesn't mind. Alright. Show high, low of day. Actually, that might be useful. Let's see what that looks like. And then, right, let's change the imbalance. I like to have bright color that I can see. I don't care if it's, you know, up or down. You know, as long as there's an imbalance, you know, I can make my own reference about whether it's going up or down, you know? But I need to be able to see it. Did I get all the annoyances out of there? I also want to, let's see, we don't need the information label, so bye. And don't she doesn't mind, she doesn't mind, she doesn't mind. Alright, day ranges from 7 to 3, 7 a.m. to 3, Asian range, I'm not going to change with those defaults. Well, get rid of the zigzag lines too, those are annoying. Where is that? Bear with me, right? Asian lanes thickness 2. I'm just gonna save that. Alright, so we're close, but no cigar yet, y'all. I want to get rid of that. The lines. Oh, maybe I need to put my glasses on. This might be a longer video, y'all, so be prepared as I'm back testing and stuff. My eyes are getting old, y'all. If it feels alright, when I drop it low and break me off, no, she doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. Okay, not seeing the imbalance. Specific times, imbalance for alerts, we're using percentage. Is that it? No. Trade entry, ADR text, balance indicator. Huh, it's so weird. Is it that? No? Oh, man. This version of the imbalance fighter. Oh, you know what? I picked the dynamic, y'all. My bad. Where's just the regular one? Alright, let's get rid of dynamic. Whoops. I just want the just regular one. Is that it? Yeah. Ah, that's support resistance. My bad. Man, I'm just messing up today. Maybe it's the music. It's the first time I'm going to try and make a video with some music playing. Assuming I can focus on it. Imbalance finder. Oh. Feel your eyes, they all over me. Don't be shy. Take control of me. Hit the vibes. Gonna be lit tonight. Hit the vibes. And I wanna don't feel right. Aww. This is annoying. I don't like the lines. Alright, let's just visually manage that for the time being. I'll figure that out later. Or I might... Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm over here looking at the wrong thing like a weirdo. I might cut that whole section out, yeah? That's it right there. And let's put our imbalance finder back. My bad, y'all. Yeah, I'm a slow so-and-so today, y'all. Alright, let's put our bright colors back. And I'm gonna set this as the default, so I don't have to do this again next time. So I'm off work right now. Not feeling that amazing, y'all, but you know. Save that as a default. Okay, perfect. Now we can see the bright yellow for the imbalances. We got the highs, cool. Lovely. Feel your eyes, and we've hit a level. We're bouncing away from it, so technically we're in a little bit of an uptrend on the 4 hour. I'm just gonna mark that out. Let's see, get the most touches. tonight, no lie. Alright, so, oops, it's not perfect. But guess what? We're here to test out market structure breaks, breakup structures, that sort of thing, right? Oh, man, this is not perfect. But still need to know areas of interest, right? So doing all or trend lines is good. So we're going to try and work on the 4R and the 15, 4R for, finding the MSBs and be it in the BOS, and the 15 for actually finding entry areas, right? So 1, 2, 3. All right, it's not terrible. Take control, let me hit the vibe. All right, so first things first. And after this video, I'll drop a link to Meet Kaplan's channel for price action. This is where I'm learning all this cool stuff. It's very helpful. So let's do this, right? So we're coming on the high level time, on the higher time frames. We have a downtrend, right? But and let me know if the music's too loud. I feel like it isn't. No live tonight, no lies. All right, be jamming out. I might switch over and switch the music a little bit as I'm trying to do this. All right, cool. So first things first, we are on an obvious downtrend, making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. But then we broke it with this high, so that tells me that the trend might be changing, right? So it's great. So what am I looking for? So let's find the lowest low, right? And then we want to see the lower high that created that lowest low. And then we're just going to mark out our area. So right here is our market structure break. We're just going to add that one. It's a pretty nice strong one too. All right. And it's strong because it just punched through it. Boom, boom, boom. Nice, big, decent looking candles. Let's zoom in a little more. All right, so but it didn't break it immediately, right? So we had this lower low, and then we had another lower high, and then it created another higher low. So technically, or the way Meet does it, like this would be our whole like entry area, right? At least initially, once as beginner traders, that draw a giant entry zone, right? But because it wasn't like a clean break, it means that or order block or breaker block area wouldn't be this one right here. It would be this green candle right here, right? So technically this is where I would be looking for some kind of entry, right? Or somewhere close to it. And let's make that into our actually I'll just type this one in. This is our order block. I'm going to call it a bullish order block because we're switching, right? OB. And this is on the 4-hour. Try to remember where I got that from. And I'm going to set that to green on the inside there. And then I'm going to change this. I don't want to draw too many things, right? Because we're hoping it's going to go up. So I just wanted to showcase that this would be like our entry zone. So when price breaks out, pulls back, then we're expecting it to go back up again, right? So I might just delete this in a few or once I get comfortable, right? So it looks like price did pull back here, and we made higher low, higher low. So if we were to like ditch this just for testing, whoops, no, and jump back into the 15 and just see how that would have been for an entry. You know how I'm not caring about me now. Oh, let's see if we can back up to the area we were playing with. All right, so check it. Let me take the auto off here. Yeah, I'm jamming y'all. Sometimes it's really hard to get anything done when you're like listening to music, but I'm gonna try it. A little Palada JW Blaze coming in. We're gonna skip that. I don't want to hear that right now. Actually, I'm gonna go back to the start because I love my T-Wall. All right, so I can continue my jam down. All right, so our market structure break happened over here, boom. On the 15-minute, we're waiting for a price to pull back into this area. So it did. So now what we're looking for is another MSB on the 15-minute. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to zoom in on this area. And let's see what we could have done. You know, like it came back and touched our order block. Oh, you know what, guys? I didn't even think to look. And let's slip back up to the 4-hour real quick, right? And let's roll back in here. And then let's also take a quick gander. Is there any imbalances for this order block? Doesn't look like. There's this guy, which is nice. And that they came back and ate that. And then they created a new one. All right. So now we just have this bullish order block. Is there anything else interesting about this area, right? Usually when price breaks down into a specific area, you might even have like a, I'm going to delete this entry zone because I don't want it to get too complicated in here. You might have like a supply and resistance area, right? So what do we have? We have this big breakdown area here. And let me zoom out. I think that's all, yeah. So Atom's really young, so we don't have like a ton of amazing stuff to work with there. So, but we do have this area, and anything else exciting about it? Imbalances up there. It's a tiny one that's kind of mostly been eaten. Anyways, so let's go back down to the 15-minute just to see what we can understand about this action. Yeah, Billy Jordy, so, eh. This love, and knowing, jump and go, eh? Because of you, eh? I get the goosebumps all over. Sometimes hard for me to find it. Where was I? Let's get tired of something to do, lift a body all over, all over. And don't make fun of my singing, y'all. It's not the best singing. All right, hold on. What happened to my order block? Did it get lost somewhere? Oh man, y'all. What is happening? Oh no. Did it get deleted? But this was our lower slow. This is our break. So let's add it back in on the 15. We can. So wait, seriously, where'd it go? That made no sense. Oh, it's over here. Why is it hiding from us, y'all? I mean, seriously. Rude. It's so weird. Oh, I hadn't gone back far enough. My bad. Alright, so now we have a couple of confluences here, right? We have this bullish order block. We've got the trend line that we've hit. Prices come back and bounced off of it. So now, this is great, right? So check this out. So now we just need to take a gander. Oh, you know what? Let me set this to go back further. Let's say like 30 days. Let's see if we can get it. Yes, perfect. All right. So now we have a 15-minute area low and a high that created it. So we need to break this. So now we have a 15-minute order block, MSB here. It's not perfectly drawn. And then this kind of meandered above, gathered itself, and then broke strongly this way. So this green candle here is the one I'm going to say, if I'm doing it right, and tell me if I'm not, right, is my entry area now, I'm going to call it, right? It would have been my entry for this trade if we're following this process, right? And then from the 15-minute, once it came back into this entry, you can pretty much enter anywhere, but suggestion is to use like, you know, somewhere in the middle and then take a long. So if you'd entered in the middle here, boom, as soon as it came in, set your order on a 15 and then set your stop loss. Well, we have this entry area. You could set your stop loss just below it or below this level down here. We're trying to think about, actually, let's do this, right? Since we're using the ATR, let's add that in there. So the ATR at this point was 0.081. Okay, so if we'd we have this entry area at the bottom. This was at what price? 7.168 approximately at the bottom of that. So let me grab a quick calculator because my brain don't work good. And so 7.618 minus 0. What was that? About here. 0.082. Trying to set this to do the stop loss. So we just set the stop loss at 7.086 right there. Boom. And then you could have set your take profit at, and let's drop that out the way. We're only using it to sort out our stop loss, right? So then we would have set our week, and I think this is a good way to, as beginners, to guarantee some profits, right? So look to the left. We have this area where price, got rejected. We also have this imbalance up here. So you have two options. Could have set your, because we're expecting price to continue climbing, right? You could have set your take profit up to about somewhere here where you know that there's been some orders and some demand, right? And then take that profit. That would have been 7.2%. Or if you're feeling real juicy, you could have put it like, say, to a little bit into this imbalance right here and then taken the profit up there. Either way, honest option would be to like take 50% here and then see if price is going to continue up and then take some more profits, at the next level at least. And then scoot in even more. Here's another juicy imbalance you could have been looking at too, along with that one. So lots of options. 50% here and then another 50% to see if it's going to hit this imbalance right here. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? All right, cool. So that looks like a good time. All right, let's head back out to our 4 hour and see if we have other options. All right, so that's why we draw a trend line, so we know where price could come back and bounce off of. All right, so let's see. So now we've been making lower highs. It's a high and then a lower high. So maybe the trend is reversing, right? So maybe we can go in the opposite direction, but at the same time, things to consider. We do have this juicy area here, and we've been making higher lows, and right now the trend is going up. So let's look for the next market structure break, right? All right, so we already had that juicy one. So here's another nice break here. So let's see if we can do so this is a nice MSB. Let's add that in there. And this is just price action, stuff, guys. Nice strong break, closed above it. It did a little meandering here, so it's not the best, but it did close above it and then have a nice green candle. But it wasn't a perfect break either, so because it did this, and then let's zoom in. So where is our, technically, it's not even a lower high. It's not higher than this guy, so I'm a little concerned. I'm wondering, we made a higher low, but then we made a high. I guess it's considered a lower high from here to here, and high. It's interesting. I don't know. Do we take instead this? Ooh, it's like a head and shoulders too, guys. Look at it. Let's see. Where are you? Patterns. It's like a, yeah. So if we think, for example, this area, and this is the head, and this is the other shoulder. Am I saying that right? I don't know. It might be going in the opposite direction. Whatever. Head and shoulders is still just like an M pattern. So you could have also, did it like this. but those don't play out perfectly either. Well, let's see. The trend is higher, low, higher, low. So what are our options here for price action, right? We're starting a trend reversal from this low. So we've had a higher low, higher low. So yeah, so let's assume, given that we've got a higher low here, this might just be a bit of a fake out. Alright, so let's look at this break here. So it's a strong one, kind of did a little pause here, and then it kind of broke this way. So what are we thinking in terms of order blocks? Like, this one was a lot clearer, right? This one's a little confusing. So I'd say it would have to be this one since it rolled in. So let's say, or if I'm doing this right, this would be our order block. And let me know in the comments if I'm not doing it right, because this could be possible. This would be our next bullish OB. And what's juicy about this one is that there's an imbalance right there, which means that there's no guarantee that price has to come all the way back down to this to here. But then you got to be careful too. There's also another imbalance below it, so it could eat that and then skip this, come down here to eat this imbalance and then bounce back up. But again, we also have this trend line as well, so this might not be the best place. The other option is we could take along and something from here to this area right here. So there's options, right? Let's let price play out a little bit more so we have a little bit more information to work with, right? In this case, we got to watch to see, because it did break below it. It seems to be respecting it, coming down, and okay, maybe we can get a more juicy price action to play with. So we made another higher high. All right, so far it's respecting the trend line. It did break below it, so we could potentially have a bit of a zone to play with here. So something like that. Not gonna use that just yet because don't have any confluence with it. Could be like this, up, I don't know. Alright, so what do we have? Because that lower high was giving me the heebie-jeebies. And this isn't quite right because it would have to break this guy. Sorry guys, my bad. It would have to break that guy to be a clean break. Right? So, don't know if it's a strong one yet. Gotta wait. That means this might not be right. So let's let it play a little bit more, get some more info. Just gonna let this play out on the 4 hours because I want to find something juicy to work from. Alright, so now we have a good break. Boom. So that's the proper break right there. Alright. Yeah, let me just readjust that a little. Oh man, I love this song. Alright, so it's not clean. It did this, came back, did this, came back, and then it's respecting this guy. So, our actual order block is going to be, since it just broke through this and we're right here, I'm going to utilize this guy right here. We have a short area confluence. Alright, so let's switch to that. And then let's wait for it to get into this little area and see how it behaves. You know. Now you had two options really, you know. I'm waiting for the pullback. Now that could take hours, it could take days. I don't know. Alright, let's see what it does. Oh, I remember, guys. There's an imbalance here. It's eating this one, left that one. Still, yes, that one's still there and that one. So, got to be careful. But it has to break this to come back down here. But we're making higher, so I'm expecting a long in this case, at least to come up to here. Yeah. So let's let that play out some more. Let's let it pull back into. So one of two things will happen. It'll either eat that imbalance and then turn around. So that seems to be what's doing. Let's see if we can go on to the 15 minutes and find like an entry. All right, so instead of coming into the order block, like nothing, price isn't perfect, right? It doesn't cure. All right, so it hit the order block, and now we're looking for another break of structure. Balance, 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 balance. For all my Caribbeans and Africans out there, y'all know what I'm doing. Anyway. All right, so on the 15, it touched it. There's a bit of a break here. Yeah, let's see. If we use this as the break on the 15, nothing's going to be perfect, right? So then our entry area is like boom, boom, boom. So this green candle right here would be our entry. Somewhere in the middle of that. Now I'm doing so entry. So then I'm letting this play out, but you know, in real time you would have been like, you saw this, you wait for a break, you would have seen this break and then wait for a pullback into your entry zone, right? Which would have been somewhere in here. So then what you would have done is set it like somewhere like halfway through this area approximately. And then at the base here, you have two options really. You can use the ATR to set it, or you could have set it all the way down here. I don't know if, you know, depending on your risk and reward. Right? Because it could, you know, bust through and grab this liquidity here and then, you know, stop us out. Anything's possible. I personally like lower risk, so I'm going to take the bottom of this guy, which is at 9.633. And then I'm going to check the ATR at my potential entry area, which is about here. That looks like 0.31. All right. So then I would say, use the calculator again. 9.633 minus 0. Crud. Forgot again. I would have entered. Also, you know, you could look for some kind of candlestick pattern too. So we have this beautiful looking engulfing sort of candle, I think. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong about that. I know it's usually supposed to engulf like the blue, but I'm the red and the green. But you know, here we've got scenarios where both sides are like having a moment. And oh, hold on. Let me just make sure. So I'm saying I'm entering about here. That's 9.729. Sorry, change that. 9.72. Actually, no, what am I doing? I'm sorry about that, guys. 9.639 at the bottom of that wick. 639. I'm trying to set my stop loss. And from my entry area, which is at 9, the ATR is 0.131. Okay, just 131. And then so that would put my stop loss at 9.508. 508. Where are you? Gotta give it room to breathe, right? Yeah, it'd be right down there. All right, so we don't know how this is going to play out. We could get stopped out. And then now we're looking for a take profit. What do we have? So we've had this lovely area up here where prices come and consolidated. So I'm going to roll up here and say about there, you know, 9.81 on the 15 minutes. That's not bad, right? From a percentage. And now let's see how that would have worked. All right, I'm going to speed up the playback because this one's going to be a little long. I gotta get comfortable with, like, let's say we'd entered here, right? As we would have been looking at it, and saw this green candle and just entered. So let me move this over to this corner right here. So we're in our trade. All right, we're coiling up, looking juicy. All right. Ooh, oh, I hate that. Ooh. All right. Thinking about it. Could have also been conservative and just gone for this. Oh, beautiful. Oh, shut the front door. Boom. Man, look at that juiciness right there. Ah, man, this price action stuff is real nice. Like, if you know what to look for, sometimes it's hard. You gotta train your eyes to spot these things, which is what I'm trying to do. So, boom. I think I'll be trying to use this more often. But anyway, I don't want this video to get too long. But so far, you know, market structure breaks are like the best options. What would have been the break of structure? Well, technically, let's go back to the first MSB. Like, a break of structure would be after the first MSB. So this guy dropped, it retraced, it broke the next structure, retraced, broke the next structure. So then technically, you know you're in a little mini downtrend here, right? If you drew it out, you could just eyeball it, you know what I'm saying? You just eyeball it. And then, you know, every time, you know, it broke the structure, it came back, right? Then you could enter. This would have been choppy though. You could have entered into a short down here and then set your stop loss up here. Or if you're really risky, you could have done it here on the pullback because you know it's going down. Or at least even this one because, you know, you're trying to confirm stuff. And then entered here for something, right? Like this imbalance would have been a nice target, or that one, you know what I mean? Anyway, so stuff to test and continue testing, but I'm gonna pause and let this video end here. Thanks guys for watching. I'm gonna continue testing this without messing with y'all. Enjoy your Friday. Happy September 23rd, y'all. If you like these potential trade entries with market structure breaks, order blocks, imbalances, hit me up. I'm gonna drop a link somewhere up here. I'm sure I'm not gonna point perfectly because I haven't figured out how to do all that stuff yet, but this should be a good one, a good place to start. I'm gonna drop Meet Kaplan's link for his price action stuff. That's amazing. I'm going through all the videos again because I want to refresh myself, and I think I want to go back to simplistic because you find that you try to add all these indicators and things start to get real complicated. So if you can find the structures that you want to trade on and be patient, then you know this will probably work out for you. And honestly, let's see for this one, which I had no idea how that was going to play out. Like I said, I have no idea. So from this entry here, if you waited for it, it took 8 hours, a little more, yeah, 8 hours, 32 bars to get to your profit, which was a 9.74% times whatever your leverage is. Good job. Anyway, so I'm gonna go back to basics and try and spot these so I can, you know, do what I need to do and make some money out here in this trading life. Oh, my song. That's my song. To see, wanna be with you. You wanna be with me. Crushing like a tidal wave. Don't wanna be stranded. If you like that song, let me know, alright? Alright guys. I'm gonna kick out. Hit the like button just because I tried to sing. I'm sure it was pretty terrible. Alright, Shakira, out.